I thought that was candy.
Oh, I couldn't find where Allison hid him. I was gonna kill her. So my sister, I must have tell Allison she's dead.
It's nice to see you back.
Yeah,
We've missed you.
We've missed you.
Thank you. Busy month.
Thanks, guys. Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome our guests here this evening and those watching on cable. First item on our agenda is the minutes of October 17th. Mr. Yule.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the October 17, 2011 regular meeting minutes as written.
Motion by Mr. Yule. Do we hear a second by Mr. O'Leary. Discussion. Mr. Delaney.
Yes, as we open, I just want to, on behalf of Mr. Prisco, apologize for his absence here this evening. He just wanted me to let the public know that he's not sitting at home watching us. He's actually had to go out of town on some family issues, and he'll be back in 2 weeks to grace us with his presence. So just wants the people to know that. He's given me a laundry list of things to discuss, and the first thing happens to be the October 17th minutes. He points out that it's written as 2010. It just needs to be amended to be 2011.
I was a year behind.
That's all right. It happens. So I think that's all.
Please. On the motion is amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? Make sure you're marking that Michael's not present. We have the executive session of October 17th. Mr. Yule?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the October 17th, 2011 executive session minutes as written.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Yule, second by Mr. O'Leary. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. We have our work session of October 25th. Mr. Yule.
I got November 10th here. Hold on. October 25th?
Got it?
Yep. Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the October 25th, 2011 work session meeting minutes.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Yule, second by Mr. O'Leary. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. We have open session minutes of November 10th.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the November 10th, 2011 regular session minutes as written.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Yule, second by Mr. O'Leary. Any discussion?
Just, once again, this is on behalf of Michael. There's an issue raised there concerning a memo that went from the TA to Chief Nolan back in 2008. He had requested a copy, in the minutes reflected, he requested a copy of that, and still hadn't received it. He was hoping to be able to get that, Mr. Valiakonis.
Will do. Thank you.
So it's not an issue with the
Not an
minutes,
issue in
is it?
terms of the minutes, but
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. We have November 10th executives, no, I'm sorry, November 21st regular session.
Are we skipping November 10th?
So
About
there
the
is an
executive?
executive session,
Yes.
I'm just reading the,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Mr.
October
Chairman, I
10th,
move to
regular.
approve the November 10th, 2011 executive session minutes as written.
Motion by Mr. Yule, second by Mr. O'Leary. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Regular session of November 21st.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the November 21st, 2011 regular meeting minutes as written.
Second?
Mr. Yule, second by Mr. O'Leary. Any discussion?
yes,
Mr.
this is for myself. Concerning the tax levy amount, can we just verify that the amount referenced in that, in those minutes is accurate? For some reason, it stuck out in my head that it was,
What page are you on?
let me find that.
Two?
If you go to this, it's in the bold split tax rate, and then it's down 1, 2, 3, the fourth motion underneath that section. It says, Mr. Chairman, I, Mr. Prisco, move to recommend the FY 2012 property tax levy at $36,420,370.
36 million.
$36,420,370. I thought it was $36,042,370. I thought that was the levy limit we had approved that evening.
Tax levy, 36,042,373.
So and also, it tails off at the end of that motion, which is, it ends with, which is 22,417.58, and ends there. I believe that's less than the levy.
Less than the levy limit.
Okay. Those are the two changes I think
Got
need to
it.
be made there. So with those amendments, I have no issue.
On the motion as
It's just-
amended,
Excuse me, just one other amendment on page 2.
page 2 of the same.
The same, this is the November 21st, on the public hearing tax rate, number 6, where it states that Mr. O'Leary accused himself in this portion of the regular session meeting. I think it's important to note, generally every year we do, that I recused myself and did not participate in the deliberations of the board.
You want that added?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Looking
got
at the
that?
Meeting, after this portion of the regular session, and did not, and would not participate in the deliberations of the board. After the word meeting,
Are you all set?
thank you.
On the motion as amended, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. That's it. On November 22nd, we're...
Can do it at the next meeting.
Yes.
Okay, we have legal bills for October. Mr. Beliconis.
Hold off a second here. I'm
Yes,
looking here.
sorry,
We have
Jeff.
November 21st executive session.
No,
Nope.
I'm sorry, we didn't do the 20. Excuse me, Jeff, jumping ahead. Mr. Yule.
Hey, I haven't lost it. Good decision, Steve.
Very good decision. Fine choice, Mr. O'Leary.
He's on his game.
Would have been a mess if it was me.
He's on his game.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the November 21st, 2011 executive session minutes as written.
Second that.
Motion by Mr. Yule, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Any discussion or changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Okay, legal bills for October, Mr. Beliconis.
Board members, good evening. I would ask your approval for legal bills in the October totaling $3,067.14, which is, reflects minimal, modest legal activity for the month of October.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Yes. I should make a motion first.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the legal bills for October 2011 in the amount of $3,067.14, broken down as Kaupelman and Page, PC General, $2,743.14, Kaupelman and Page, PC Labor, $324.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Yule, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Discussion?
There's no issue regarding the bill itself, but I do have a comment from Michael, so I don't know when you want to take that up.
Please do.
Everyone may recall that last meeting, the meeting before, Michael suggested or requested that the legal bills be broken down in terms of cost to department, and he was just hoping that town administrator has raised or will raise that with the new finance director, so that going forward, we can capture them that way.
I think
That would be just a summary sheet, right?
Correct.
going forward, yeah, with the new finance director, yeah,
You just didn't want to lose sight
I
of it.
think he talked about doing that.
We're already
Right.
starting to see some information that we didn't get before.
Correct.
So. Okay,
Take a vote.
Yeah, we need a vote.
further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone here for public
Wherever you're comfortable.
All right, right here. Mr. Balakonis, Mr.
Address?
Moseri, gentlemen, Paul Hardeman from the North Reading Firemen's Relief Association,
How are you?
and I'm here with retired Chief Harris and firefighter Burt to discuss the proposed update of the memorial at the Riverside Cemetery. I think you'll find in your packet, there is some information you'll find interesting.
Yes, board members, if you would look, it came in the supplement under the TA report. I included a copy of the plan and the letter from Mr. Hardeman relative to the proposal, and I would give you an opportunity just to find it first.
Certainly.
Thank you. Welcome, Richard.
We had received that this afternoon.
Perfect timing.
I don't know if everyone's had a chance to go through it.
Just reading it.
Starts off with a cover letter, November 21st, addressed to Mr. Carnavale,
Right.
Works Director.
It goes on, including kind of a layout of the proposed, is that right on top of the hill?
Yeah.
It is.
I can give you a background to it of how we came about with the area if you need it.
Why don't you tell us about the project then?
All right, well, the memorial has been there originally since June of 1959 when it was dedicated. We have expanded it to some degree with a couple of small stones to the side. On this stone, every firefighter who has been on the department for 10 years or longer after he is deceased is included on the memorial. What we're seeking to do is just to enhance the area with not only a couple of more of the smaller tablets, but also to have a brick pavilion inlaid into the ground, and several other embellishments, such as a couple of cement stairs to eradicate the slight incline and have it more defined, and just to have it a little more presentable for the years to come for all of the firefighters.
My understanding in reading this was the proposal is to raise funds for this
That's correct.
with
With a buy-a-brick
buy a brick campaign.
presentation, that's correct.
Are there funds available now to starting fresh, basically?
This is starting from scratch, that's correct.
Is there an estimate of the cost?
Well, I should tell you right up front, there is no cost to the town whatsoever.
No, I understand that. I was wondering if you guys had an estimate of what it was gonna cost.
We are in the infant stages of putting this together, and we figured before we went any further, we'd try to see if we could have your blessing on the project.
Mr. Chairman.
Questions, Mr. O'Leary?
Yeah, no, I certainly appreciate the Relief Association coming before the board, seeking our blessing before you go out and start soliciting funds. I think it's the right approach, and I wholeheartedly endorse it and encourage you to do so, and wish you well in your efforts. But I appreciate you coming to us first instead of us hearing about it afterwards. It's somebody that's out there trying to raise some money, ahead of time. We've had that problem before, once or twice, and so you're doing it right.
Thank you very much,
Appreciate it.
Steve.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Chief Harris, did you have some comment you wanted to make about that?
Yeah, approximately 3 years ago, we went before Dave Hanlon, just before he retired, and talked to him about the top of the hill and so forth, and what we could do to enhance that area. And at that point, the town basically deeded us off a part of the hill. And they did so because it was very, very costly to go out there and blast to put any grave sites in there. Plus, it was known to us that we had been given the part of the hill at that time. And he wanted to make sure that nobody could go up there and be buried in that area because it is so costly and so forth.